Today we're giving this front porch a brand new look with Banas stone. We're installing coping right along these 7 steps that we have here, and we're going to install flat right on top of this platform here. Moving up the stairs, we're going to install coping right around the entire front porch here, right around the outer side, coming right around here. And in the middle section here, we're going to install flat. Also right around here, we're going to install coping right around here. Come back right, as you see, it's a bit of difficult cutting. I'm going to take you over there, show you the coping, show you the flat that we're about to install. We also need to remove all these railings that we have here. But before that, let me take you and show you the stone that we're about to install right on the front porch here. So if you look closely, this is the drawing that I have here. I just see the homeowner mark it out the way he wanted. So this is the column, one column here. This is another wall. We have another column over here. So basically we're going to miter the coping, come right here. Here you want to have a straight, and then we're going to have another coping buck here. Instead of 45, you want to go with a buck joint. So we're going to go 45 here, come back over here. We have to put a small piece over this side. And as you see here, you have all 24 by 36 pieces. That's how we want it to lay out in here. And then we have another one down here. This is the same thing, but if you come over this side, you have this one, as you see here, 1824 banners. So this is the piece that you want to use on the vertical piece. If we go over this side, I show you the other skid. So this would be for the landing, which would be the first piece that I show you down there, which is 18 by 24 banners. We're gonna do it just like how we laid out here. Let me show you the coping stone. These are the coping. They are 6 feet by 14 inches. These are the one that we're gonna use right around the perimeter, and also the steps. As you see here, we're gonna have to, it's gonna be a bit of difficulty cutting the stone for here, but we're gonna try and figure it out. Hopefully we don't spoil any of the stone. But as we go in the video, we'll see how good it is. We'll see how good we get it by cutting one stone for here, because we have to miter here, cut back here, that this piece go in here, come back over here, cut back that, so on and so forth. With no further ado, let us dive into the video and bring this front porch to life. As you see, it's plain concrete. By the end of this video, you will see how we transform it into a beautiful front porch where you can come out here and enjoy the summer. Let's dive into it. Alright, so now we're going to take some measurement now. Our stone is 14 inches, so we need to measure 14 inches from here. The longest stone we have is 6 feet. So one of the reasons why the homeowner choose to go with a buck joint here rather than go with a miter, because you know you could go with a miter cut, like you could come here with this one and come back here with this one and put a small piece in here, and then this would run out just like so. See? So this would land out something like this with this small piece. The pattern would be like this, but we can't have it like that. So now we have to come with a miter, stop right out here, and then we're gonna have a buck joint from here, go back over, because the longest stone we have is 6 feet. If you see here, this itself here is over 7 foot, which won't be possible to come across with this one here. So it's going to be very difficult to even try to, if I measure 2 inches right here, inches. So this first piece here, we have to cut this one 56 inches. Where we need to have 2 inches long over, so when we put the 1 inch stone here. So the first stone I'm about to cut will be this stone right here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna measure. We already took the measurement up there. It's 56 inches. So what we need to do, we need to measure 56 inches from the other side, and then we're gonna square it off and make our 45 right at the far end here. So now we need to go 56 from the face, come right out to around here. Get this squared up for me. So 56, somewhere here. We're just gonna square it off. Need to take a mark over here. Now we need to measure the width of our stone. So it's 14 inches. We need to measure from this mark that we have here 14 inches back. And that's gonna be our first mark that we need to take in order to get our 45. So we're just putting our square right across, and we're gonna square it, and we're gonna mark it right over. Just like so. So we need to take a measurement here, 30 inches. So we're gonna measure 30 inches from the face of where this stone here gonna be. It would be good, I think it would look better if I did have a longer stone here to probably go with a miter. Like put a miter here and a miter here. But I mean, we're gonna work with the design of our client here. And yeah, we're in the city of Oshawa, so if you're in the area, come on out and say hi to your boy Ryan. All right, so now our measurement for this side here gonna be 30 inches. So we're gonna measure from the face of this one, come back over here, 30 inches, and then we're gonna square it off. So we're gonna measure 30 inches, come right here. Now we need to square this off because we need to transfer the measurement over. Just gonna mark it right here because I need to go take a measurement over here. Okay, so over here we have 4 5/8, right? So I put the tape off here, hang over 2 inches, 1 inch for face that's gonna go here, and another 1 inch overhang. So we're left with 4 5/8, maybe 4 5/8. Over here is a little bit different though. I guess the column is not 100% square. Over here would be 4 1/4. So this is 4 1/4 here. It's actually not too bad. Why am I getting that? You know what? I'm gonna go with 4 1/2. So let's go with 4 1/2. So we're gonna mark 4 1/2 right here. Right? And then we're gonna come right over here and mark 4 1/2 again. Right? Now that we have this mark here, we can go ahead and we can square from this mark, come right down to where we have this one here. Now that we have that, now we can go ahead and square this one. This would be our cut. So we need to take this out, this one, and then we're gonna leave with this piece here that we need to put for right there. So now I'm gonna go over there and cut the piece on the outside to make my return that way, and afterward we make the other ones over that side. So guys, it's a hot day out here in Oshawa. So you might find sometimes the video gonna cut in some areas. It's because my camera can't manage the heat. It's keep on saying it's overheating. So you're gonna see we have to do a bit of patching up, but I'll try my best to break it down as easy as for you guys, so that way you will understand even if you skip some steps, okay? So bear with me. By the end of the video, I'll do a recap, make sure I go over all the important steps that you need to follow in order to get the same result that I'm doing here. All right, so we have our mark. This one is perfectly cut, as you can see. We have our 2 inches overhang. If we took a measurement from here, we have our 2 inches overhang. So now we're gonna measure from here, come all the way down wherever the 6 feet finish. So our first mark, okay, go over this one. Okay, first thing you want to do, you want to get your square, or you want to square your column, just to make sure that whenever you cut your stone gonna line up with the column. Because if you see where my square is right now, we have down here is maybe 1/8 or 1/4 inch, and then up here is around 1/2 inch. So it's important to use a square just to make sure that the column itself is square, because we need to cut our stone accordingly to the column itself, right? So now we're gonna measure, start with 2 inches over here, and then we're gonna come with 26 1/8 is the measurement that we want for here. So how we're gonna do that? So we're gonna measure 26 1/8. That's our start measurement that we need. So we mark our 26 1/8 right here. Okay. Now after this 26 1/8, we're gonna go back over there, and we're gonna make sure that we take a measurement from the column out towards, that way we have our 2 inches overhang right now. So if I put my tape right here, but before I do that, I'm gonna check just to make sure that we're square. So I put my square right parallel with the face of my pouch, and I'm checking right now just to see if the column is square with the outside. So right there is where it's square. So we're gonna take a mark right here. Let's see. We're gonna take a mark somewhere there, right? So this is where she's square. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna measure, have my 2 inches overhang. So down at here, you know what? So 2 inches overhang. So right here would be 4 3/8, and down here would be, put our 2 inches overhang here. I just set my tape like this so it's easier for you guys to get on. Down here would be 4 1/2. So 4 3/8 and 4 1/2 down here. So now we're gonna take our measurement. So 4 3/8 would come somewhere here, 4 1/4, 1/8, 3/8, right? Okay, so now we need, you know what, before I do that, let me do my 45. So we're gonna measure 14 inches back, and we're gonna miter this across. We're gonna miter that just like so. And what you can do as well, you can use a nail or a screw, just so that way you embed the mark into the stone, because we're using a water to cut this. If we don't, it's basically gonna rub off the stone, right? We also need to take this measurement, this 26 measurement across. So we're gonna start from here. We don't need to mark inside of this side. So measure from there. Now we need to mark this line there. And we need to use our line, okay? So now we need to make this mark off, straight off. Just like so. So now we have this right here. We need to get our measurement. We need to get this measurement. So we're not gonna measure from this, we're gonna start from the outside. So we're gonna go back again, get our 2 inches, and then we're gonna run our tape all the way down here. And this looked to me like it's around 44 44 and a half. So what I'm gonna do here, just to make sure that it's gonna line up, so we're gonna mark 44 and a half right there. And now we need to square to go in, because we don't know if this wall here is square, right? So if we take this measurement, we're probably gonna have to cut twice. So if I mark here and I come here, I can see that I have perfect space. So you see what I did here? I took my 44 and I get my square. So what I'm looking for a consistent space between here. So we're looking for, the stone is 14 inches. So when we have this here, if we measure the 2 inches overhang that we're gonna have here, 14 inches is gonna come around here, right? So we wanna make sure that we have the same size joint that we have here and over here. For instance, this is not square. What you could have done, you could cut this stone here a bit longer and here a bit shorter, so that way you have the same space between here. It's very important for you to use a square just to check to see if this area is square or not. We need to go 44 and a half, so we're gonna take from the end, which would be out here, and we're gonna come all the way down to 44 and a half. Right? Now that we have 44 and a half, we need to take a measurement. We need to have our 2 inches hung over. Again, I'm gonna turn my tape here so it's easier for you guys to follow along. So this to me look like it's around 4 1/4. 4 1/4. But as I go down, I can see that this here is not the same measurement. So here is 2 1/2. And as I could see here is different. But what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna use the same measurement. 4 1/4 is what I'm gonna work with. So we're gonna go with 4 1/4 from here, right? And then we're gonna come down at the far end and we're gonna go with the same 4 1/4 down here. Now we need to square this across. It's a bit of technicality here, guys. It's very difficult. But if you know your boy Ryan, most of the time I always get the difficult jobs. The jobs that most contractors probably wouldn't take on. But you know your boy Ryan, I like the challenge, you know. I like to pick my brain sometimes. Now we're gonna just mark right in there. I'm gonna get a nail and I am gonna score right into my stone. Now I'm gonna go back over here again. So before I make any cut, I'm gonna check here. This would be 18 1/4. I'm gonna check up here. This is 18 3/8. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna check with my measurement just to make sure that it's the same measurement. So here, I'm looking for 18 3/8, which I have him right here. 18 3/8. I want the same 18 3/8 over here as well. 18 3/8. So from what I'm seeing here, you know what, let me go with my 14. That's where this one is coming, and I already have the mark over here where this one is coming. I think this is a little bit too tight, the inside. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to shape off a little piece from the inside just to make sure that it's going to fit perfectly. So what I did here, I measure 1/4 inch. I put 1/4 inch more. It's better, it's a little bit bigger. Just open up this side here 1/4 inch more. Oh, it's inside, you need to go. Now we're just gonna mark 1/4 inch and we're gonna square it off. So now it's perfect where she is. Now we're gonna make our cut. So we're gonna cut this, cut off this, cut this off, and then the middle piece here is what we're gonna use to install right over there. Let's go do that right now. So today I want to show you how to cut a stone, meaning how to face the stone. You see we have the stone here face. We're going to use this on our pot, so we need to face this section that is smooth, and I want to show you how to do that. First I'm going to get my pencil and I'm going to mark right onto my stone, maybe like a 1/4 inch. It just comes straight across. Want to have the same mark on the back, the front and the sides. We have this mark here now. You want to get it on something, you know what I mean, level. I have it on a grass here. You don't want to cut this on a concrete. Most likely it's gonna break. This is natural stone. So now we're gonna start from one end and work all the way back. So you want to bang it down with a force. And I'm gonna tilt my hand inward. If you tilt it this way, then you might just get off the outer edge. So you want to try to get the force down on the stone, just like this. Want to hit it with some power. Put some force on it. Just go here. Now we're gonna come down here. We have our mark. Now we're gonna come on the other side. Beautiful. Now we need to spin our stone over. Just gonna put it right in where it was before, just so that way. And we're gonna go back and we're gonna do the same mark that we have before, 1/4 inch, just like so. Same procedure. We're gonna bang it down, and again you want to use some force. Now as you see, you have some spot in the middle here. What you can do, you can get your hammer. Use not the thinner part, use the bigger part of the hammer, right? And now we're gonna just go ahead and just bang it off like so. Ideally, I want to try and remove all the smooth parts. Let me take it back over there and show you how it looks when installed. So as you see, that's how it looks. I'll show you how it was before. So before it was like this, and by facing it, it's like this. Now it matches the front. So you see here have the face and here have the face. And the reason why we have the 1/4 inch mark on the top, this way you have a consistent straight line as you go through. A straight line that you can use as a gauge or as a guide to maintain the straightness of the hedge. That way you have a nice straight cut. Alright, so this is where we are now, guys. So we finished most of our cut, and we have the layout just like how our client have it on his drawing here. You see here I have my cut lined out perfectly. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to install all these outer one here at the front, and afterwards I'm going to install those ones in there, and then after I install those ones, then we install the outer ones. So that's basically how we're going to do it right now. I'm measuring right now, guys, just to see how far over all my stone gonna be. So we're gonna start the process of installing our stone. I'm gonna start by sweeping the area, make sure that it's free from all dust and debris. After you sweep the area, you wanna get a bucket of water mixed with bonding glue. And now we're gonna just sweep over our surface before we apply our mortar. This helps to remove any form of dust and debris, and it helps to adhere to the existing concrete as well. Now we're gonna use our flat section of the trowel just to level it out before we use the comb section to comb it out. Our approach is already sloped, have the perfect slope. which the slope that you want to have is a 1/4 inch per foot slope. So you want to check just to make sure that you have proper slope for your poach. Same water mixed with bonding glue, we just spray down our stone. Just like you see I'm doing here. And make sure that it's free from all dust and debris before you install it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and install this one. Okay, so now I'm coming in with this one here. Just trying to set it up back right in place. Now we have it in place, we want to measure, make sure that we have 2 inches from the existing concrete right out. So measure from the concrete 2 inches we need to have right there, 2 inches over here. Now we need to go get our level. Okay, so now we're gonna bang it down. We're also gonna get a level, make sure that we have our perfect slope. Very important for you to have proper slope onto your stone. The slope that we have here is the same slope we're gonna carry on all the way up. As you see here, we have 1/4 inch per foot slope. You want to have, if you look right now, your water is supposed to be closer to the end. Just make sure that the level is sitting directly onto your stone, and you don't want to have the water level in the middle. You want to have it closer up here. We also need to have 2 inches over here as well, hang over. So once we check all those areas, we're gonna clear the excessive mortar underneath the stone. Alright. Now that we have this one installed, we're gonna go ahead and install, you know what, we can even install this piece here. We're gonna install this piece and then we install that one over there. We're gonna do the same thing. We need to sweep it away, make sure that we're free from all dust and debris. Now we're gonna go ahead again and spray down with our water mixed with bonding glue. Very important, guys. Don't skip this step. Now we're gonna just go ahead and apply some water onto our. Here, that we know how far we come our water. That's where it's going to fish. I'm gonna get a hammer, a mallet. You just want to bang him down a little bit. Just make sure that you have a good adhesion to your mortar. Now I'm just checking just to make sure that we have proper slope. We also need to check to make sure that we have our 2 inches overhang over here as well. We have 2 inches here, we need 2 inches over this side as well. Perfect. Now we finish installing this one, we need to clear the excessive mortar. Check the slope again, guys. We need to have our 2 inches. Don't forget, you need your 2 inches overhang. Beautiful. So I just checked and I have my perfect 2 inches overhang. We're working with a 1/4 inch space between. No?
Huh?
You might wanna make it.
No.
You know the jiff, we're gonna spray down with water mixed with bonding glue again. Same procedure, guys. Afterwards we're gonna apply our mortar. While we're waiting for the cut. Alright, so now see we have our first piece installed here. Now what I'm gonna do here now, we need to come down here a little bit, so I'm just gonna move some of the mortar here. This way I can just bang down the stone. We're trying to get this level to sit directly onto this stone here, and also level onto this one, come all the way up. It's very important. So we have a little bit of space over here. So it's telling me that down here need to go down. So we have to bang down here. We're using a 1/4 inch spacer here just to maintain the space as we go up. Very important to have a consistent joint as we go up. Voilà. I want the sponge with water.
Always want to keep a sponge nearby, guys. As a matter of touch your stone, you want to wipe it up. Same time. Don't wait. This stone is a bit difficult to lay. It's one of the most, one of the ones that more difficult. What you have to check, or how you check for this one, you have to check at both ends. So if this end is flush and down at this end is flush, you don't mind the middle, because some of the stone is more like it's not level. So I'm probably not gonna work that's so good enough. Get it off by 24 by 24 and a half. Okay guys, so now we're sweeping off, we're installing, we're coping here after we finish to install the flat up top. After we sweep it off, now we want to wet it down. If we don't, possibility that the mortar, the concrete might suck out all the moisture out of the mortar right away. So you want to wet down your concrete first before you apply your mortar onto it. Let me do it, I might have here broke it so. Alright, let me take you around, show you where we at now, guys. So we finished to install all of our coping, as you see here. We started now to work out the risers. What I did here, I put a full one, start a full one from there over to here, and as you see, I square it up so that way I can take the measurement for the first one back over that way, so that way we can have all these one in line with each other here coming straight down. Now the other one gonna go from there over to there, and then we're gonna have a piece of one over there. And afterwards we've installed this one, a full one, then a piece. We're gonna do it vice versa. So this one over here, after gonna start with a full, and then the piece gonna come over here, vice versa as we go. As we go in the video, you will see how we do that. Now we also finish up top here on the platform, so as you see here. Alright, so now we're gonna set up for the outer side, which would be the facer. Now I'm gonna show you how to set up your fascia board in order to install, or I should say your ledge. Let's go and do that right now. This should be 211 and a half. Now it's important to make sure that your board is resting right up on top of the existing the bottom
right up underneath the bottom here, because that's what you're working with as a level. I'm gonna put one right here as well. 33 1/4. So I finished to install my temporary ledge here. What I'm gonna do to start the stone installation here, I'm gonna measure. So we're gonna measure 1 1/4 inch from the outside edge, mark it off right here. From the 1 1/4 inch, the reason why I'm putting the 1 1/4 inch is for the stone, which would be this one that's gonna go at the front. And now we're gonna measure the length of our stone, which would be 1 feet 11 and a half. So we'll mark that right onto our post here. Now we need to take a measurement from here down to the level of the post. From the top to the bottom of the ledge. So here it said it's 6 1/2, so we want to cut it 6 1/4, so we have a 1/4 inch space up here. We're gonna do the same over here, 6 1/2, so we're gonna cut it 6 1/4. We also need to miter the outside head. Let me go and mark it and show you how to cut it off. So we're gonna measure 6 1/4 right here, 6 1/4. Now we need to get a straight edge and score this right through. After we cut this, we also need to 45 the face after, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Let's go cut it. Go through and mark my stone before I turn on the water, because as you see we're using a hose connected to our machine, so we're going to mark it through first, and afterwards we're going to cut right through. So now we're gonna 45 the outer edge here, so that way our miter 45 or miter, whichever way. So you want to stay away just a fraction from the outer edge. So we're gonna come right along here, and then we're gonna go down like so. So this way we can have a nice 45 at the corner there. Let me cut it and show you guys. As you see, it's nice and straight. We have a nice clean 45 cut. Let's go show you guys. So all we have to do now is just try to see if it fits. You see here, it's beautiful 45 we have right in the corner here. So for this piece that's gonna go here, what you need to do, you need to start with the same measurement that you have here, which would be 6 1/4. So you got to mark 6 1/4 on the first stone that you have. So for instance, this is the stone. You need to measure 6 1/4 here, and then you need to take the same length of the stone and mark it right onto your ledge here. And then you come and you measure again up. So here it's telling me that it's 6 3/4. The reason why this is like this, because it's on a slope, so it's like this. So this is the piece that would go here, and as you see here, it's nicely fit there. Okay, so now I'm gonna walk you through the process of how to install this the proper way for it not to fall off like some of the ones them out there. A lot of them, when they install the face stone here, they tend to fall off in a few years after the cold weather, the change of climate, the winter, the spring, the fall. So I'm gonna show you how to do it, so that way you won't encounter those type of failure. So all along I thought the camera was recording, guys, but it wasn't. What you miss, I get my my trowel here and I draw the mortar right onto the fascia of the concrete here, just like you see I'm doing it now. And I was saying that this is very crucial. You don't want to skip this step. And before I do that, I spray it down with some water here mixed with bonding glue. I spray down the entire surface right through before I apply the mortar onto it. Now I'm gonna get my stone, and I am gonna wet the back of the stone as well with water mixed with bonding glue. Now all I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go up, draw my trowel there. That way I got a nice even mortar coat right on. Now I can apply this right onto my wall. So now we want to start by bringing our 45 in the corner. We have our 1 1/4 inch there. So we want to leave it right there. Now we want to bang it in a little bit like so. Just to make sure that we have a good adhesion to our surface. The next one I'm going to install is this one for the corner over here before I continue on over that side. Same procedure. We need to spray it down with water mixed with bonding glue. I guarantee, almost guarantee, because you know, not even life, most things in life is not guaranteed, but I can assure you that if you do it this way, in most cases you won't have any issue of your stone falling off the wall after a time. Now we're gonna go back through and we're gonna do the same thing that we just did. We're gonna spray down the back of this one here with the same thing that we just did. Water mixed with bonding glue again, guys. I'm gonna keep on repeat it over and over again until you stop, take corners and do the job the right and proper way. Because I know a lot of you all out there like to take corners, especially when the homeowner don't know the steps and the process that you need to take as a contractor to get the job done properly. We as a contractor tend to take corners in the dark. For here, just make sure that you have a consistent joint, meaning you want to have the same measurement you have down here up here. That way you know that your stone is plumb, right? So you just see the space is the same, consistent. You want to have a caulking space here. You don't want to have it close up like that. Make sure you have at least a 1/4 inch gap right there. Now that we're finished to install these two in the corner, we can either go that way or we can go this way now. So now we're going to install one right over there right now. All right, let's spray this bad boy down just like we did. I'm a guy who believes in do the job the right and proper way, even when no one is looking. And if you take up that habit, trust me, man, you will never run out of work. A lot of us tend to go the easy route sometimes. You know, we short-handed, especially when no one is looking. So let's change that narrative this year in 2025 and only do the right thing when no one is looking. So even in the dark, you're gonna tell yourself that it's either the right way or no other way. So for here, we need to put a 1/4 inch spacer here. That's the size joint that we're going for. And also we're trying to make sure that this one here is flush as much as we can get it, even though you might find some of the end is not correspond well because of the type of stone that we're using. The stone is kind of uneven in some way. All right, so you might not gonna get it to the best, but try your best and get it as nice as you can. 2025, guys. No short corner for 2025. We're only doing the job the right and proper way for 2025, right? There's no other way around it. If you have a worker who you talk to him so many times, the guy's not listening, he's trying to mess up your legacy, fire him, man. Fire him. If you keep talking to him, tell him to do this, do that, the right and proper way, and he's just not changing. Because some people over time, they just, when they're lazy, laziness becomes nastiness. That's why you have a lot of nasty people out there, because they're lazy. Lazy is the same thing as nasty. It's just spelled differently, but it's the same shit. When you become disciplined, and the funny thing about it, when a person is lazy in one department, it become all department. When you're good at something, you're almost good at everything. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? Just try not to pick up any bad habit. You know what I mean? Especially in construction. I'm a type of guy who believe in doing everything to a perfection. Everything. Even when I'm doing this, I try my best to make sure I get it done right. I'm not gonna rush into anything and make sure, and then after regret not putting your all into it. And I'm strongly advise you to start to think like that, you know? Start to take things on, knowing that it's only the right way or no other way. Yeah, man. Am I chatting too much, guys? You guys think I'm talking too much? Comment in the bottom and say, Ryan, yappa. Too much of you now, man. I hope not. I love have a conversation with you guys. Shout out to Robert from Florida. If you're watching this video, man, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the love and the support. You know. Shout out to Robert from Florida. Hope one day we get to meet, brother. And also Philip as well. Yeah, man, that guy, the guy who always there from when we just started out. I'm giving them their roses from now. I'm not waiting until they're gone. A lot of us tend to do that. We tend to keep the roses until. Okay, so now we're gonna start to install stone over this side. We already finished over that side over there. So now we're gonna remove these ones. As you see, I cut them and I just catch them up here so that way we can take all the measurements. So now we're just gonna remove them one by one. Just like you see, I'm doing it here. Afterwards, we're gonna install, put them back in place. So same thing like we did over there, we're gonna wet down our area first thing. Just take off all these stone. Gonna go ahead and apply our mortar right to our surface right now. Hopefully you guys can see me clearly. But all I'm doing right now is just draw the mortar onto the wall. Now we're gonna install the one down here now. Just bang it in place a bit. It won't take more than 2 seconds. Beautiful. We need to get our long level. Just level him across. Alright, so right now we're starting to install the fascia stone here. So I am starting out, we finish all our cut. We spray the bonding glue right onto my bonding glue with water. before we put our stone here. And now we're back buttering the face of the, now we're plastering the mortar right onto the concrete surface. Look a piece there now, we have 4 pieces, that's how we need to cut. Okay guys, so right now we're gonna start to do our joints. The way you test it, you wanna put basically put your finger on it like this. Once the water come up, you know that it's dry and it's ready for joint. So you just need a jointer tool just like this one here. And we're just gonna run it just like you see I'm running it here right now. Alright, so finish most of our stone now guys. This is the last portion of it. Iron away no mortar, touch onto your stone. Just gonna wipe it away. It's important to do a nice clean work. Get a nice clean job, you want to do a nice clean joint, right? Once your joint look professional, then your work stand out more. So I am going through right now and I am getting all the edges that have any mortar might touch on the edges. Okay, so now we're gonna remove these ledges that we have here. So basically you just want to go down like this. Just go slowly, go down. See? It's easy as that. And then we're gonna go ahead and clean it up afterwards. Well, there you have it. Hope you get value from this video. If you do get value from this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more upcoming video like this one. Thank you for watching as always. If you have any question, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. I'll swing by there and answer your question. Be safe out there.